Hey folks, welcome back to Green Area TV. We are continuing working with the 1953 Dodge M37. This truck has sat for a couple years. It had what we thought was a oiling problem. We've got that fixed a couple episodes ago. Appears to be that it was the crankcase vent was stuck, causing it to back pressure and suck oil into the motor. And then of course we discovered that the water pump was going out in it. The bearings were squealing and making a heck of a racket. So in the last episode we went ahead, we got that water pump changed out. And now we're on to one of the things I want to do with this vehicle. We did have to put two brand new batteries in this vehicle because it had sat and the batteries just didn't survive that's sitting that long. And this truck does have a tendency to sit. I don't drive it as often as a couple of the other trucks, mainly because I'm a tall person and it's a little uncomfortable for me to drive the Dodge M37. So I don't drive it as much, but we do try and use it in parades and shows and stuff like that. So one of the things to help save battery life on these vehicles is with this vehicle, I'm going to add in a battery kill switch. So we're going to put a kill switch in this vehicle, and I'm going to put it underneath the passenger seat right against the side of the battery box, and we'll mount this in, and then we'll be able to easily, when we get in the truck, reach down, open the seat, turn the power on, run the vehicle, and then when it comes back in, parked in the garage, we can go ahead and kill the power back on it. So that's what we're going to do on this episode of Green Area TV. I want to thank you guys for following along like always. And please give us a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. But one of the things I really encourage you guys to do, please leave me a comment. I like to hear from you guys. I like to hear what you guys got going on. So make sure you leave me a comment and check out everything. So thanks a lot and enjoy the show. Okay, so with these Dodge M37s, the batteries are underneath the passenger seat. So we'll take up the passenger seat here. And gain access. So this is the battery box. It's got a latch. And so we can take that up. We can get that out of the way as well. And so we have our two batteries down here. These are 24 volt vehicles. So this is two 12 volt batteries in series to make 24 volt. So what we want to do is we want to be able to cut the power off of this positive, which is the positive going to the vehicle. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually install that switch right here in this side of the box. And that way we'll be able to reach it from the driver's seat, reach over and turn the power on and off. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, to place this, we pop this cap off so that we have access. We can now take the handle off. Maybe we'll take that handle off. Got to be in the lock position. Yep, must be in the lock position probably. All right, after a little bit of a struggle, we got that nut off there. We can take the handle off now. Yay, gain access. So now we can figure out this diameter and be able to drill a hole this size, and we will through mount into the vehicle like that. Okay, one of the things we decided to do was just take the battery box out. It was just a couple bolts. It was quick and easy. So we'll drill, and we're going to mount this through the side here. There's obviously be real nice if we could have just used one of the existing holes. This one unfortunately goes out the back, and I don't want to have to reach around the back. And of course, this is the pass through here for the for all the cables, and you know, this is pretty tight in there. So this is where we want to go through. So we're going to go through over in here, and that'll give us a nice easy spot to reach. And so let's see if we can get this drilled. Alright, that's going to allow us to have our access through there. So I think we're going to mount it like that, and we'll mount the we'll drill and mount the 2 bolts through there. Alright, let's see if we can get this, if we can mark this. Alright, now I've elected to use some cap head screws here. Just a hair. I don't want these to be real long because I don't want them sticking out and getting caught in anything. This one's off just a little bit, so we'll cheat it. Might have to put a longer one in there. All right. Grab the right. right, that's going to be our power. So one of the things we know we're going to need to do is this positive cable. We're going to need to change this from a battery lead to an eye lead so that we can attach it to the power switch. And so we'll go ahead and probably use the world's dullest cutters. See if we can cut this. See if I got a better pair around anywhere. All right, let's see if this pair will at least nip through it maybe. There we go. All right. So let's strip that back. We're gonna need something stronger to crimp those. Okay, through a little bit of work, we have that crimped on and soldered. We actually heated it with the torch and dripped solder, put solder down through there. So that's a nice strong connection and it should last a long time. So now we can get the battery box back in here and feed some wires through it. And I did take a moment and I sprayed a little basically undercoat rust protection. Find some bolts and we'll bolt this back in. All right, we'll stick some bolts down through it. Maybe we won't get one in the back corner. All right, we'll go down underneath. See if we can find all these nuts. All right, that gets that battery box finally bolted back in there in a decent manner. Yep, one of those crazy things. Never really dug around in there before or took up the padding that they had in the bottom. But yeah, there was no bolts holding that battery box. So kind of good thing to get it back in there. So now we'll feed the cables back through. So this big heavy one, this goes to the slave cable jump port. So run that back in here. All right, and then so the cables feed through this piece here. goes on the front. Okay, after fighting that, so we have the old rubber mats that they had stuck in here, and we are going to put those back in and use those. And so we're going to attach to the lug here. Attach this positive. Oh, man. You know what? I'm gonna get this slave cable on there first, because this is gonna be a bugger to bend around. There we go. All right, let's find out what size that is. Ratchet. And of course, it's an oddball size. It's metric, it's 17 millimeter. Then on this lug, we're going to put this cable that's going to go from the lug to the battery. And you know what? This was originally going to the negative, and so we're going to go remark that so that we know exactly where it's at. Okay, so we remarked that as a positive. So let's put this on. So that's nice and tight. All right. So they'd had a bunch of these rubber pieces in here as buffers, and we're going to put those back in there. There, that'll wedge them together. All right, so this is going to be our positive. right, this was our negative. Just go underneath. All right, and we'll use this as a jumper between. So let me get the wing nuts for that. All right. We have the old caps that I just peeled off the other day, so we're just going to stick those on there for just the heck of it. All right, so we have negative from the vehicle, this positive going to this negative, then this positive coming out, going into the power switch, and then back out into the vehicle. So now we should have 24 volt in series, and we have a cutoff switch. So let's see. All right, so that's power on, and that is power off. Nice. So all we got to do is twist that on, and we have power. So let's go it off. See, and we're dead. No power. So perfect. That is just what we wanted to accomplish. Okay, we can put the battery box lid back on. Put the latch. And it was kind of amazing that I never realized that battery box was never bolted in. So put the seat back on. And latch it. All right, so now anytime I need to start the vehicle, all I got to do is lift this seat, reach under, flip power. Well, folks, that'll wrap up another episode of Green Iron TV. Another great project here with the 53 Dodge M37. One of the things that's really been needed with this truck, especially now that we have two brand new batteries in the truck, way to protect them and keep them from being drained down and dying. I don't know what it is. I have an idea what it is. Doing some research online and so forth like that. The starters, the way the push button through the floor starter is, apparently those have a tendency to, the starters tend to have a parasitic draw and constantly pull a little bit of juice out of the batteries. So the best way to combat that, disconnect the battery. So now that we have that nice, quick, easy disconnect in there, it'll be simple. Keep the batteries up and going in this truck. So, hey, I want to thank you guys for watching, following along. I know you guys all enjoy watching all the military stuff. We're going to keep hammering at it and working through. This truck now, it needs cleaned up. She's been sitting, like I said, for a while, and she is dusty, dirty, and funky. So we're gonna get this truck all clean, polished back up, looking good, and getting this thing parade ready. Because before you know it, Memorial Day is just around the corner, and we'll be running all the vehicles in the parades here. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, and if you're a subscriber, I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. That way you get to follow along for all our cool Green Iron stuff. Those of you that have checked out the link down below for the Green Iron TV merchandise store, much appreciated. And if you haven't, go check it out. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. So anyway, like always, I want to thank you guys for watching. And remember, have a great day.